Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 1,000 long-tailed wyverns. You know, I've been killing so many dragons lately, I figured this weekend I would switch it up and do something that I haven't done in quite some time, and as a matter of fact, my last wyvern video was loot from 1,000 ancient wyverns, and that was just over 2 months ago, so it has been quite a while since I've been to Fossil Island wyverns in general, and I'm certainly happy to be back. Now, first things first, I wanted to price check the supplies that we were going to use during this video in the very beginning so you guys could compare the price check in the very beginning towards the very end. As you can see, everything did come out to be 16.8 mil, those being the super combat potions, the karambwans, and the prayer potions. And I also figured I would show my Slayer helmet for my Fossil Island Wyvern KC, which was currently 1,030, just to show that we would be ending this video at 2,030. Now, this tracker really didn't matter that much because I did plan on keeping all the bones that I get throughout this video anyway, so that was gonna pretty much track the video in itself, but it doesn't really matter. I guess it's better to be safe and sorry. But anyways, with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Now let's talk a little bit about what exactly a long-tailed wyvern is and why you maybe should or shouldn't kill it. So first things first, this is the second highest combat as it goes for the wyverns in this cave. The first highest combat would be the ancient wyvern, which is well over 200 combat all the way in the northeast, and as it goes for these wyverns, these are just directly south. Now for this particular wyvern, as well as the surrounding ones minus the ancient one, the Slayer level requirement is 66. For the ancient one, it is unfortunately 82. So think of these wyverns as kind of the intermediate one. You know, a lot more people can kill these as long as you have the quest Bone Voyage completed, and of course you have to have either an elemental, mind, dragonfire, or ancient wyvern shield so you don't take extreme amounts of damage from the wyvern itself. And I also figured I'd throw in a clip of me banking and running from the bank to the actual cave itself so you guys get the general idea of the fastest route to take to get back and forth to the bank. I think this is the fastest route anyway. Pretty sure it only takes like 90 seconds to get back and forth to this location, so it's really not too bad. Now, as it goes for your choice of gear, you can of course bring a Dragon Hunter crossbow down here and use range. It does say on the guide that they are weak to melee and range attacks, so I was just using full elite void with a DFS and a whip. And with this setup, I was averaging 70 to 75 kills per hour, and also using the Dragon Warhammer for the spec did increase the kills per hour because it seems like every single time I was using the special attack, it was hitting so accurately, and every single time the special attack does hit, the defense is lowered and the kill is much faster. So yeah, I do recommend a Dragon Warhammer, of course only if you can afford one. If you can't afford one, a good replacement would be a Dragon Mace or a Dragon Dagger, anything like that. Now for this video, even though I was in the 2200 world most of the time, I would say that ideally most people don't kill wyverns unless they are a Slayer task assigned to them, meaning that this area is a very dead area. There's not a lot of players here. I'm certainly not complaining about that. I mean, it makes it so that it's very AFK and you really never have to pay attention. There would be some points where I would actually be doing Venenatis on my Iron Man, and then I'd probably pick up 3 different drops at the same time at wyverns, and it's just a really relaxing, very AFK area. But with positives, of course, comes negatives, and I would say the biggest downside of the long-tailed wyvern itself is simply the drop table. Now, of course, throughout this video, you guys will be seeing me bank probably like once every 100 kills. I tried to add in some banking clips so that you guys could see the drops add up over time. And something that I noticed throughout this video was that the most valuable drop that I kept seeing on a consistent basis would be a U-Seed, and a U-Seed pretty much being less than 100k wasn't really that much excitement. You know, it was nice to see, of course, but I wasn't even seeing something like Dragon Plate Skirt or Dragon Plate Legs or even a Dragon Med Helm. You know, there wasn't really any dragon items on the drop table, and I guess I can understand that. You know, they're only 200 HP, the requirements really aren't that high, so yeah, you can kill quite a lot of these long-tailed wyverns per hour, but I am confident in saying that although they don't have any dragon items on the drop table, it would be nice to see some more rune items. I mean, I was getting more rune items from these level 3 clue scrolls that I was getting every hour or so, and you know, although they do drop a rune pickaxe, that's pretty much their one and only rune drop throughout this video that I saw, I don't know, I just feel like the addy items really aren't quite doing it for me, at least not value-wise. I mean, when I look at the drop table and I see things like noted teak logs and noted snape grass, as well as coal and adamant ore and pure essence, I mean, I get one feeling. That's this Iron Man feeling, you know. So I feel like the drop table on these Fossil Island wyverns would be more appealing to Iron Man accounts, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, you know, for some monster to be more favorable for Iron Man to kill than for main accounts to kill. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind if you ever make an Iron Man account in the future, that, you know, these wyverns do drop some decent secondaries as well as some other supplies. And if for some odd reason you're just not a big fan of the long-tailed wyvern, you prefer the spitting wyvern, or maybe the taloned wyvern, then luckily for you, they all have the same exact drop table. At first, I thought it was strange that 3 different wyverns drop pretty much the same exact things as it goes for the normal drops, and then I realized that they're virtually all the same level, and it takes the same amount of time to kill all 3 of them, so it does make a lot of sense for them to have similar drop tables. I guess the only one that really does stand out would be the ancient one, which actually this does kind of bring me back to a couple months ago, and it really explains why the demand for seeing that video was so much higher than all of these other wyverns. It's like these wyverns are just kind of left out in the cold. Well, they are in an icy cave, but you know, on a popularity basis, they are definitely different from the ancient ones and even the skeletal ones. Well, despite all that, I did have some highlights throughout this video. Most of them were towards the end, but I'd say this is probably the first one of 3. I did get a master clue scroll from one of the hard clue scrolls that I got earlier on in this video, and yeah, I was seeing a lot of clue scrolls from wyverns, which I did not expect at all. And I always do say in these loot videos that it's always important to do the clue scrolls. You know, it really separates the grind and you know, gives you a little bit of a break, and I did enjoy doing them. Now, of course, other than the wyvern visage, which is 1 in 12,000 from these long-tailed wyverns, they do offer 2 other rares on the rare drop table, one of them being this drop right here, which is a Granite Longsword, currently at around 500k. It is a 50 attack weapon, and it is 1 in 512 from these particular wyverns, which isn't too bad to see just 1. I mean, it would have been cooler to see 2, but overall, if it's 1 in 512 out of a 1k video, it's not too bad. And the trophy that goes to the most valuable drop throughout the whole entire 1000 kills will be going to this lovely pair of Granite Boots. Now, in my last wyvern loot video, these Granite Boots were worth only 400k, and it looks like they have quadrupled, actually more than quadrupled in price. They are at over 2 mil, and yeah, that's really surprising. I'm not too sure why they went up so much in price, but that definitely helped the overall price check. And although the Granite Longsword is 1 in 512 from these wyverns, the Granite Boots are actually 1 in 2,560. Of course, it is unfortunate that I couldn't pull off the visage, which is 1 in 12,000. That's kind of why I actually wanted to do this video. You know, I had such good luck from all those dragon videos that I wanted to bring it on over to wyverns, see if I could replicate it or maybe outdo it. And it looks like we didn't even come close. But overall, as my Chinese fortune once told me, it's all about the journey, not the destination. So yeah, no worries on not receiving any rares from this one, or at least not the visage that I wanted to get. Maybe I will get one in the next wyvern video. I was kind of considering doing 1000 skeletal wyverns on my Iron Man account, you know, maybe trying out a new breed of wyvern outside of this cave for the next one, but I'm not too sure yet. Again, that's just kind of being planned right now. As it pertains to this video, I would say no doubt in my mind the highlights would have been the clue scrolls. Got really lucky with a lot of different level 3 clue scrolls, even managed to do a master, so that was pretty fun. Other than that, it was all just AFKing, and luckily now we get to see just how much money we can expect from 1000 long-tailed wyverns. 100% AFK, really didn't take any effort, all it really took was time, and again, averaging 70 to 75 kills per hour. Really didn't take that much time. A lot of people always ask me how long these videos take me, and this one only took me about 14 hours to complete. Now, that doesn't include the clue scrolls or anything like that, but yeah, 14 hours, it's like 2 work days and you're done. So yeah, really not too bad as it goes for the timing or anything. And as promised at the start of the video, there we are at 2030 KC, and now it is time to price check all of these items. I gotta say, I feel like I did a lot of rambling in this video. I do apologize for that. But anyways, looking at all these drops, what do we have here? We have 7,500 pure essence. Didn't wear a ring of wealth, but I did pick up all the coins. 317k cash. Some addy items. I would say the most notable things in this inventory would be the bones, of course, the logs, and of course the battle staves. I'd say everything else would be very minimal. And with all these items, the very first price check comes out to be 7.1 mil. I'm not gonna lie, I was projecting more than this, but we still have one more price check to get through. And yeah, I mean, overall, not too bad. I would say that the variety is definitely there with the drop table. Just think the value could be better is all. And moving on to the second price check here, we have all the seeds, the herbs, as well as the granite items, the Granite Longsword and the boots. So adding on to the 7.1 mil, all of these items coming out to be 5.1 mil. So we can go ahead and add 5.1 to 7.1, and the overall amount from 1000 long-tailed wyverns comes out to be 12.2 mil. Looking at the cost of supplies, starting at the very beginning of the video, they were all 16.8 mil. Now they sit at 14.6, so we spent just about 2.2 mil in total with food and potions. Really not that much at all. Now, of course, we can't forget to trade in all the fossils that we did receive throughout the making of this video for Numulite with the NPC here, and then of course pretty much just sell the rest of the loot just to get a 100% confirmation of the overall drops to expect from 1,000 of these long-tailed wyverns. And it looks like with everything sold and accounted for, you're going to be looking at 14 mil exactly. To conclude, I gotta say I was not impressed with the price check overall, but seeing as this video only took 14 hours to make, averaging almost 1 mil an hour isn't really that bad. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.